Hello, what I hope to introduce you to in this video is the notion of a transformation in mathematics. And you're probably used to the word in everyday language meaning something is changing. It's transforming from one thing to another. So what would transformation mean in a mathematical context? Well, it could mean that you're taking something mathematical and you're changing it into something else mathematical. It's talking about taking a set of quadrants or a set of points and changing them into a different set of quadrants or points. You can translate your points by sliding, or you can rotate by turning. You can do a reflection by flipping, and you can do a dilation by enlarging or decreasing your points. So now to start off with a question. Graph D24, E44, F21, and G31 and reflect upon the y-axis. Then dilate by 2, then record D double prime, E double prime, F double prime, and G double prime. So let me show you. This is the x-axis, and this right here is the y-axis. You should never get those mixed up because it could really ruin the way that you try to complete your questions. So now let's continue with graphing our points. So we have D over 2 up 4. So on the x-axis, we go over 2, and on the y-axis, we would go up 4, and we end up there. Now, E is over 4 and up 4, so we go over 4 and up 4, which would end up right there. Then we would get F over 2 up 1, so over 2 up 1. Then we have G3 up, over 3 up 1, so we go 3, 1. And if it may help you, you can connect your dots. So connect those together. After those are connected, you have to label your points. So this here would be D, this here would be E, this here would be F, and this here would be G. What I hope to have known you figure out in our previous statement that this is our x-axis and this is our y-axis. As I said before, you should never be able to mix those up. So I hope to have known that you graphed correctly and you got your points over 2 up 4 and then over 4 up 4 and so on. So now we are going to reflect upon the y-axis and label D prime, E prime, F prime, and G prime. And so if you're still confused, this line right here and so on with our letters is prime, which means it's the same figure, just a little bit tibbled with. Okay, so now we graph D prime, E prime, F prime, and G prime. So, D prime, so we're supposed to reflect upon the y-axis. So for our last one, we were over 2, correct, right? So we went over 2 and up 4. So label over 2 up 4 again. And then we go over 4 up 4. We label that one. And then we go 2 over 2 up 1. So over 2 up 1. We would label there, and then over 3 up 1, so 3, 1, and label that. And now connect your point. So now let's connect our lines here. So go up, over, over, up. So now we reflect upon the y-axis. See, here's an easy trick. So you see how it's at 4 and over 2. So just start at the 4 and go negative 2. So -1, -2. So that would be your new D figure. So now label that. So, oops. Okay, so we would graph that over 2. And then we have, and then you do it so on. See, from 4, from 2, 3, 4. Do that, 3, 4, and it would end up there. So 4, and then yeah, just so on. You see, ends up doing that, like that. Boom, boom, boom. This would be D prime. This would be E prime. Oops, I forgot to put that one there. Okay, this would be F prime, and this would be G prime. And yeah. Okay, so now the step you previously did, you had labeled your first prime, as you had reflected upon the y-axis, meaning flip upon this here middle line, which you should have gotten what I showed you. I hope you saw the relation between D, E, F, G, and the primes. Now we will dilate by 2, meaning multiply each number over and up by 2. So it would be times 2 times 2, all the way down, all the way down. So -4 times 2 would be -8. So the new D prime, oh wait, where are those two lines? It's double prime, which D double prime would be -8, and -2 times 2, which would be -4. So label that. And then just keep going and going until you get all of them. And then now we will label our D double prime, E double prime, F double prime, and G double prime. Okay, so now we should be able to label our brand new coordinates. So let's label D double prime first. So since it's negative, we'll go to the left instead. So you want to find -8 right here, and then you want to find -4, go down -4, and you'd end up right where that is. So let's label that. So here's the -4, right there. And then you go so on and label your points. Okay, so here, let's all record D double prime, E double prime, F double prime, and G double prime. See, I have it over there on the right, towards the right for you. So we're going to write that in. So it is D double prime is -8, -4. -8 and -4. Now, okay, so now we'll do E double prime. So we'll just label E double prime -8, -8. F double prime -2, -4. G double prime -2, -6. Thank you all so very much for watching. I hope transformations are a little more rememberable for you. And remember, there's no such thing as a math person.